So, when this is my first Bardic Madness as well. And I sang in a Bardic circle for the first time 2 Penzix ago because Baroness signed me.
Yay!
She does that.
I was a Girl Scout for a really long time and did vacation Bible school stuff, and then I started doing children's activities at a demo that got like 100,000 kids. And then I did children's activities at an event and was really sad that only 27 children participated in the activity. There was all the children that were there from age 3 to 17. So the second time I volunteered to do that activity, I was more prepared for the number of children. And I was like, how about some kid SCA songs? And there aren't that many that existed at the time, and there still really aren't that many. But my sister, who at the time was 15 years old herself, wrote this song. So it's by Rachel of Ironwolf. Its tune is more modern than the Middle Ages. It's from the Civil War, and it's known as the Battle Hymn of Republic, but that was actually basically a filk of a different song called John Brown's Body that was older than that one. So this is like a song to the tune of a song to the tune of a song. So you can sing along when you get it a little bit if you want to, but every last line is different. So, Bob the brave and bold had spurs upon his heels, spurs upon his heels, spurs upon his heels. Bob the brave and bold had spurs upon his heels, and he shined them up for war. Bob the brave and bold had a belt around his waist, a belt around his waist, a belt around his waist. Bob the brave and bold had a belt around his waist, and he buckled it snug and tight. Bob the brave and bold had a chain around his neck, a chain around his neck, a chain around his neck. Bob the brave and bold had a chain around his neck, and he wore it with honor and pride. Bob the brave and bold had a helm upon his head, a helm upon his head, a helm upon his head. Bob the brave and bold had a helm upon his head, and he kept his brains inside. Bob the brave and bold had a great sword in his hands, a great sword in his hands, a great sword in his hands. Bob the brave and bold had a great sword in his hands, and he swung it with great might. Bob the brave and bold had a horse beneath his rump, a horse beneath his rump, a horse beneath his rump. Bob the brave and bold had a horse beneath his rump, and he rode it with great skill. Last verse. Bob the brave and bold had crown and king in his heart. Crown and king in his heart. She hated forced lyrics, but she did this one. Bob the brave and bold had crown and king in his heart. And he was a knight of old.